The time is here. Yes, we're talking Dolphins. We're talking 49ers. It's getting toward the end of the season. This is the game that everybody's been waiting for. It's the apprentice against the master. You ready for this? We're going to talk about the 5 keys for the 49ers to go out there and be victorious once again. 5 game winning streak on its way, but they got to stick to my keys to victory. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Wayne Breezy, and welcome to the Keys to Victory. Every week, I give out my 5 keys to victory. Sometimes it's more than 5, sometimes it's less than 5. Usually it's around 5. The show's brought to you by 49ers Webzone. Go to www.49erswebzone.com for all the latest and greatest in 49ers news, updates, injuries, you name it. There's great editorials up there. They're great stories. Really good writers. Make sure you go ahead and check it out right there, right there below. All right. Make sure you guys go ahead and do that. And make sure you hit the like button on this. And don't forget to check out the article right there on 49erswebzone.com as well. Let's get right down to the keys to victory. I got a few of them. Number one, let's start with being physical. Look, the 49ers are a physical team. The Dolphins are a finesse team. They're built with speed. The 49ers are going to have to find a way to continue to be physical. And it starts in the trenches, right? It starts on the line. It starts up front on the offensive line. Make sure that their defensive line doesn't penetrate this offensive line. Be physical. Get these tackles and these guards out there and let's get this ball moving. Let's start running the ball on offense, right? And I feel like if the offensive line can start setting that edge and the physicality game, it's going to also up the physicality of the remaining players on the 49ers. So I'm talking about Debo. Who's more physical than Debo Samuel in the NFL? He's probably one of the most physical players. You can't forget George Kittle. He only gets better when there's contact, right? Whether he's pancaking a guy, whether he's out there catching a pass and running over a guy, George Kittle is one of the most physical players in the NFL. It's something that the 49ers mantra, it's something that they have, right? They like to be the bullies. I used to call them the bullies of football. Well, guess what? This week it's time to get back to bully football, and they must be physical. Not just talking about on the offense. I'm talking about on defense as well. Nick Bosa is a bully. He might be a small silent bear, but he's out there wrecking havoc like he does each and every week. And listen, 11 and a half sacks ain't nothing to be like, you better talk about it because he's going to look to get to Tua. And I can tell you right now, their offensive line shouldn't be as intact as it has been all season long. And this game might not fare well for Tua. So look, the 49ers need to figure out ways to be physical up front in the trenches, as well as some of their star players. And don't get it twisted. Nick Bosa isn't the only guy that's physical on that defense. Expect Jimmy Ward, a.k.a. the Enforcer, and Talanoa Hufanga, a.k.a. the new enforcer, to go out there and make plays. 49ers play a physical brass of football, and I expect nothing less. So be physical. Number two, they must pressure the quarterback, right? Now, we talked about being physical up front. Look, the defense must find ways to make Tua make untimed throws. Throws that he's not going to just drop back, get the ball down the field, be in his face. I expect a lot of stuff to happen on that right side, whether it's Nick Bosa, Kerry Harder, Charles Omenihu, or whatnot. Whoever's lined up on that right side should have a field day. Left side as well. Look, Teron Armstead isn't considered healthy, but he may play. All right. So you have to put that into fruition. If he's out there playing, take advantage of his informalities. Like, take advantage of the fact that he's not at 100%. And I feel like the 49ers are going to do just that. And if they could do that, they should be able to dominate this particular offensive line of the Miami Dolphins. And with that being said, I'm not going to say they're going to end this game with 5 or 6 sacks, but listen, get the pressure, force Tua to make untimely throws. And the key piece to this cog and this defensive line will be back. Yes, Eric Armstead said that he will play on Sunday. So what does that mean? Well, that means Fred Warner is going to have a field day. another aggressive player. That means that this defensive line can have a field day because now Armstead soaks up some of those players on that offensive line, right? You're not going to just one up Eric Armstead. He's going to take a couple of guys, which frees up the edge rushers, which frees up and allows them to get pressures on the quarterback. Again, key to victory number 2, pressure the quarterback. Number 3, find a way to be creative. And I mean in the run game. Look, every team that the 49ers play from now on, the remainder of the season is going to try to do one thing. And some defenses are good enough to take this away. They're going to try to eliminate the run game. Now, there are plenty of ways to be creative. And the 49ers, which no one seems to want to talk about, have a massive of weapons. They have weapons of mass destruction. They have guys that we haven't even seen yet play to a certain type of potential. Will this be the game that we see more of Jordan Mason? I don't know, but I tell you what, he's an explosive runner. Kyle Shanahan needs to figure out how to use him. He's like the shotgun in the arsenal, right? The good old faithful, the guy that you can rely on that's going to get you 3 to 5 yards per carry, that's going to lean over, that's not going to go down on the first initial contact, that's bigger, that can withstand some of these hits opposed to some of the other running backs that we have. Why not use him? It's time. Free Mason. Unleash the guy. Let the guy go out there and play. But listen, find ways to be creative in the run game because teams are going to stack the box and they're going to look to take away the run game. And if they do that, there's something called a screen pass. Kyle Shanahan, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Christian McCaffrey, aka and George Kittle, and Deebo Samuel, and every Kyle Juszczyk, forgot about the fullback screens. There should be so many different types of screen packages that we see in this particular game. Use their aggression on defense against them, right? So it's almost like martial arts, right? Most martial arts aren't there to sit there and be on the offensive side. The majority of them are there on the defensive side. They're going to take your strength and use it against you. So take their strength in their pass rush, use it against them, and find a way to be creative in that run game. Throw some screen passes. Get George Kittle involved early. Get him some tight end screens. Why not use Kyle Juszczyk? Best fullback in the game, right? Why not utilize him? It's time. It's time to show Mike McDaniel everything that he thinks he knows and everything that he doesn't know in this particular game because you won't see him again until the Super Bowl if the Dolphins make it there. All right. So find a way to be creative in the run game. Number 4, you must finish in the red zone. 49ers went 1 for 3 in the red zone last week. One play where it resulted in a field goal because quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, scanning from left to right, just didn't scan back to the right and scan back to the left and notice that Christian McCaffrey was just sitting there wide open in the end zone. So look, I expect Jimmy to be on his A game. I expect the 49ers to get into the red zone, and then I expect them to capitalize in the red zone. All right. And so look, this is it's going to be a totally different game plan. And remember, the red zone for me starts at that 20-yard line. So there might be just a 17-yard touchdown pass run to whomever it may be. It may not be just on the goal line. I tell you what, if it's on the goal line, I don't care if they put 35 people in there on the line. Let Jimmy Garoppolo quarterback sneak that ball in. And if you're worried about Jimmy Garoppolo getting hurt, put in Jordan Mason. He's your power guy. Let that guy go and get you and half a yard to a yard, even 2 yards, even 3 yards. Jordan Mason is going to be a problem in the NFL. And it's a good thing he's with the 49ers. So find a way to finish in the red zone. Players must execute and catch passes. Jimmy's going to do his due diligence in trying to get the ball to his guys like Brandon Ayuk. Jawan Jennings now can be a red zone target, especially if he's out there catching those fade routes and things like that. Look for George Kittle in the back of the end zone, running a crossing route. Jimmy, find a way to make sure that your team finishes with 7 and not 3, and you will be just fine. Number 4, finish in the red zone. Number 5, the good old cliche. Be disciplined. I know we say it every week, but every week we watch little old discipline sneak in. And last week it was probably more detrimental, even though the team lost and the defense pitched a shutout. But man, how bad does it feel when your running back, before the injury, rushes for a 35-yard touchdown run and it gets called back because there's a hold from George Kittle? Be disciplined. Find a way to not make the mistake. That's a tall task, but find a way not to make the mistake. For some apparent reason, the 49ers must understand that they're under the microscope in the NFL and the refs see everything. They miss nothing. Hey, missed a couple of holes last game. They didn't call on Mike McGlinchey, but hey, they see everything. Everything. Listen, keys to victory are simple. If the 49ers follow these 5 things, be physical, pressure the quarterback, be creative in the run game, finish in the red zone, and be disciplined, the 49ers will find themselves on the winning end, 5-game winning streak intact. Hottest team in football. Power rankings should be up to number 1. They're going to figure it out. Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Wayne Breezy. I appreciate you, everything that you do. Make sure you check the article again over on 49erswebzone.com. Give it a read, give it a share, give it a like, leave a comment. Love y'all. Stay up, stay faithful, keep it nitty gritty.